Welcome everyone. The following training video is going to discuss the contract schedule of values. The contract schedule of values record provides for the submission, review, and approval of the contractor's schedule of values. Submitted and approved SOVs in this business process become the basis for all future contractor pay requests. For the workflow, it's created by the contractor, submitted to the architect for approval. It can go back to the contractor for update if necessary, then goes to the project coordinator for review, and then sent to the project manager for final approval. Prior to submitting any request for payment, the contractor must prepare and have approved the detailed schedule of values that clearly and accurately reflects the costs of labor and materials, including profit and overhead for each item of work. For the contractor schedule of values, we're going to use the Spreadsheet method. This utilizes an externally produced Excel spreadsheet that is imported into the SOV record. This is recommended for larger projects with numerous work requirements and SOV line items. To locate the contract schedule of values import spreadsheet, we're going to go to the OFCC website, ofcc.ohio.gov. Once here, we're going to hover over the Documents tab and then click on Standard Forms. Once the Standard Forms page comes up, we're going to click on the Procurement tab. In the Procurement tab, we're going to scroll down to the bottom until we can locate the OCI Contract SOV Import Template Contractor Cloud. So we're always going to locate this spreadsheet for agency contractor projects. Go ahead and click the spreadsheet. And a zip file is going to download here for you in the lower left-hand corner. You can go ahead and click this file to open it. And then what we'll need to do from here is extract this file. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Excel file. And then I'm going to choose where I want to extract to. So I'm just going to say to my desktop. And that will place the file on my desktop. I can access my desktop in this window by clicking Desktop over here on the Quick Access or Your Favorites link. And here is my OCI Contract SOV Import Template Contractor Cloud. I'm going to go ahead and double click that to open it. Once I've opened up the spreadsheet, I can see here that we have one line as a sample, so I need a short description and also an amount. So I'm going to go ahead and just add one additional line here, so I'll add a short description. And an amount. Then I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and add some additional lines. If I'm in the facility construction section, I'm going to go ahead and focus on concrete labor. I'll add my short description and an amount. And if this is an edge line where I have a subcontractor or supplier that's providing edge services, then I need to make note of that subcontractor or supplier. The name of that subcontractor and supplier must be exactly the same as it was on my declaration when I submitted it and it was approved. Additionally, if this is an edge line, I'll want to go ahead and add edge as a short description over here next to concrete labor. I'll go ahead and do the same with my concrete material line. And note the subcontractor or supplier. Next, I'm going to move down to metals labor. So let's say, for example, I need to have two metals labor lines. I can go ahead and copy that line by finding this black arrow on the numbers on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to right-click and say Copy. And wherever I want to put that within the facility construction header, I can right-click and say Insert Copied Cells. By copying and pasting this way, I've added all the important code information that is hidden in columns A and B over here to the left-hand side. So that code information is very important for getting these spreadsheets to import correctly. Now that I have two metals labor lines, I'll go ahead and add some short descriptions here. Maybe one is a line that I'm providing the work and the other is an edge line. Something else you'll want to pay attention to is you'll see these gray headers here at the top. This one says facility construction. This is simply a line of delineation. We do not want to type in these lines or delete these lines because they're important in order to get the spreadsheet to import correctly. Now what I can do is go ahead and name and save my spreadsheet. So I'm going to do a file save as, and for me I'm going to go ahead and keep this on my desktop. And I'm just going to call this SOV test import. Go ahead and click save. And then at this point what I want to do is to go ahead and email my SOV spreadsheet to the architect and to the project manager and to the project coordinator. What we want to do is get a finally approved spreadsheet. So once everybody has made their changes to the spreadsheet, then we're going to go ahead and put it in OCI. But until that point, we're just going to circulate that spreadsheet and make sure that everyone is good with how that spreadsheet looks. So if the spreadsheet comes back to you and the project manager gives their stamp of approval and the architect gives their stamp of approval, then we can go ahead and create the file that we need for OCI. All you have to do is click Prepare Interface File. We'll go ahead and click Prepare Interface File. You'll get a message that says the process is complete and the file will now close. You can go ahead and say OK. What the system has done at this point is now created a file type that the system can read and saved that file onto the desktop or the same place that you had your original spreadsheet saved. We're now going to go into OCI and create our contract schedule of values record. To create the contract schedule of values record in OCI, we're going to go to Logs, scroll down to Contract Schedule of Values, and then click Create. We'll then click the General tab and go ahead and fill out the title for your schedule of values. Usually it's your company's name and then SOV. Right below that, we'll go ahead and select your contract. And then we can see the total contract amount over here on the right-hand side. Now we're going to import our spreadsheet. We're going to go to Contracts SOV Details and then click Import. To locate your spreadsheet, click the button with the 3 dots. Then we're going to navigate to where you saved your spreadsheet. Here I can see there's my SOV test import. I'm going to go ahead and click Open. And then I'm going to click Next. If you have any additional attachments, you can drag and drop those here. Otherwise, just click Upload. As long as your spreadsheet imported correctly, you should see all of the line items down here at the bottom. If you receive an error message that your import could not be completed and do you want to download a file with the errors shown, please say yes and then email that downloaded spreadsheet as well as your original SOV spreadsheet to the OCI support desk, oci@ofcc.ohio.gov. We will be able to diagnose your error and assist you with your SOV import. Once your spreadsheet has been imported, you'll want to review the line items that have been added to the bottom in your Contracts SOV Details tab, just to make sure that those add up with the spreadsheet. Take note of your total amount here at the bottom, and then we're going to go to the General tab and take note to make sure that that matches your total contract amount. So your difference here should be 0. As long as everything's okay, you can go ahead and click the Action Details tab. You can note that the workflow action has already been selected to submit, and now it's going to go to the architect for approval. You can go ahead and submit your record by clicking Send. It should say that your Contract Schedule of Values record has been submitted successfully. At the associate or architect approval step, they're going to review the contract schedule of values and either recommend approval or return for clarification if revisions are needed. If your schedule of values record gets returned to you for clarification, you will receive an email notification letting you know that you have a task that your SOV has been sent for update. You can click the Unifier Login button in that email, or you can get into the system, go to Tasks, and then you should see your Contract Schedule of Values task at the top. We'll go ahead and click the gear icon to open it. And what you might want to take note of is if there's any general comments down at the bottom. Sometimes those general comments can tell you what you need to fix. If I click the General Comments link, I can see here that it says, please fix the short description on line 3. I'll close out of General Comments and go ahead and accept the task. When trying to correct a line item on your schedule of values, you actually have to copy the line and then re-add the line and delete the incorrect line. So it says, correct my short description on line 3. I'm highlighted line 3. I'm going to click copy and copy line items. I'll say no, I don't want to copy attachments because I didn't have any added. And then I'm going to go ahead and fix the short description. I'll say save and close. And what you'll notice now is my new short description line has added into line 6. Now I need to go back to line 3 and click remove. Now I've been able to correct my schedule of values. I'll click on Action Details. My workflow action already says resubmit, and it's going to go to the architect for approval. Go ahead and click send. At the project coordinator review step, they're going to review the SOV and annotate receipt of the record. They can recommend approval or return for clarification. The project manager has final approval of the schedule of values. When they get the task, they'll either approve the record or they can return for clarification. Once the SOV is approved, the contract record will be opened up by the project coordinator and marked Final Approved. Once the SOV is in approved status, pay requests can be created. If you have any questions, please contact us at the OCI Support Desk, oci@ofcc.ohio.gov or 614-644-2211.